Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today we're out here to take a look at this hammock that I'm sitting in. I've had this one for a little while. I've actually had it out on a couple of trips. I showed it in one of the videos that I was on, out on the Washita Trail, and I thought I had done a review on it already. I thought I had already talked about it and shown it to you guys, but I guess I hadn't, so I think it's time we take a look at this one. What I'm sitting in right now, this is the Trailheadz Wraith UL. This is their ultralight, super light hammock. It's kind of based off of the custom design that I had them make. Before I went over to the UK, we had put together one and I used it over in the UK quite a bit. It was a 1.0, 10.5 foot hammock. With me being only 5'7", 5'8", you know, 11 foot is nice, but I slept really well in 10.5s. And so we went back to a 10.5 and we went as light as possible. So you've got super lightweight fabrics, super lightweight design, kind of refined from the first one that they did for me. And now they've got this one that's out on their website. You can go and buy it just like this. Has small amounts of customization, but not a lot of customization goes into this one. It's just bare bones what you get. And so let's take a look at it today. Let's talk about pros, cons, whether you like it, where it fits in. So let's go. So this right here is the most ultralight production hammock out there. You're not gonna find anything out there that's lighter than this, that's just an off-the-shelf, order it and that's what you get. So let's talk about what it is. So like I said, it's 10.5 feet long, it's 58 inches wide. It is zipped only on one side and it's not a full zip. You can see it's got these reflective pulls. These are actually glow-in-the-dark pulls too. They're shock cord, really nice. But this is where it comes to, and this is where it comes to. So this is your opening right here, which is fine. You can easily get in and out. I was sitting in there. You can sit in there just like normal. I like this opening to be on my head side so that in the morning, if I was doing coffee from the hammock, I can zip it open, lean out, do my coffee from the hammock. I'll show you how I do that. This is a 1.0 Monolite fabric. Look at that. Super, super see-through. It's kind of cool. When you're laying in this and you don't have a quilt in there, it's really kind of nice. It's kind of unique because you can see through, you can kind of see what's around you. No privacy whatsoever. We'll get that out of the way real quick. Until you have your quilts on, until you have a tarp over the top. This is one of those where you're not getting any privacy. Everything that's going on in this hammock is going on in this hammock. So completely see-through, really cool. So that's a 1.0 Monolite. 1.0 Monolite on the top peak places. You've got a lightweight Dyneema composite for your Ridgeline Organizer, and that is put in with a mitten hook so you can actually take it off if you wanted to, and then Prussics so you can move it around and it's going to stay wherever you put it, and then a 0.5 Nano mesh bugnet. And so super lightweight. Dyneema, both the Ridgeline and your continuous loops are a Dyneema, and so super lightweight. About the lightest fabrics, lightest choices on materials they could go with to do this. They've got the little Trailhead logo here, and then surprise to me was the Spiguyver logo that they did up and put on this one for me. So really cool touch, and I appreciate them doing that for me. So that was really a cool touch, and something that, man, this is a special hammock for me now for sure. But I went with black and blue, and so it's got the blue little triangles up top and then blue stitching. So against the black, we've got blue stitching all the way around, and the stitching is beautiful. It's straight, it's even, it's exactly what it needs to be everywhere around. The little end pieces where the zipper ends, the little triangles that they put in there, they did that first on the hammock that I had them custom do, and it's just been refined. I saw when Rain Man had his Wraith UL, I took a look at it and I was like, man, that is a nice hammock. It's been refined to the point where it doesn't look like, you know, it was done in someone's garage or something. That's where these are at. These are truly nice, well done hammocks at this point. Total weight for this, guys aren't even gonna believe it. Mine comes in at 9.4. I think 9.394. Rayman's is right at like I think 9.2. They list them at like 9.5 to 9.8, and that's where most of them are gonna come in. But you could probably get them down to about that. If you take off some of these zipper pulls, you know, if you really wanted to, you could probably lose a little bit. But for a fully bug netted hammock, a fully this is a good hammock. This is a nice hammock. To be at that weight, whew, not much out there like it. Let's take a closer look at some of the details. Okay, right here you can see that little triangle that they put at the end of the zipper, and it's a nice finishing touch so that the zipper doesn't just end there. And then the zipper slides really, really nice. It's a nice smooth, you know, one-handed. I can grab it and slide it, and you can see the stitching there. That blue stitching against the black just kind of pops. Really, really nice. On these end caps, you've got the Trailheadz logo right there, and everything is stitched in nicely. And just the two-tone really sets it off. I like the black and blue. It's kind of a dark, kind of subdued, but I like it. Another awesome touch I forgot to mention is the stuff sack. The double-ended stuff sack that it comes in is a really, really lightweight DCF, and it fits the hammock perfectly. And here's that little personal touch they did just for me. The Spiguyver Backpacking logo on the hammock, making this thing really a one-of-a-kind for me, even though this is a off-the-shelf hammock that you can go out and buy. Just a really cool thing for them to do for me. Okay, so the important part about any hammock is how comfortable is it, how does it lay. So I'm gonna untie my shoes, kick them off, and show you guys. So right now, you can see I'm sitting in it. No problem sitting in it, even though it only has this small zipper. Zipper goes from here to here, so not a big zipper. So getting in and out, easy. I just pull the net over me, pull my legs in, and then get myself adjusted. I can zip it to wherever I want it to be zipped along there, and then just kind of get myself situated. And it's really cool because even though, like on my foot side, the fabric for the hammock, and this is on every gathered end hammock, comes up pretty high, but I can still see through this right here and see out and see what's going on in the world. And that's not something that you normally get with a hammock, because usually it's an opaque fabric that you can't see through. And here, it's almost like you're floating, and you have 360 degrees of view just all the way around, even underneath you. You can see what's under there. So if I had dropped something and I was like, oh crap, where is it? You know, I can unzip this and reach out. I can see what I'm reaching for down here without having to lean my head out and look underneath. So it's kind of a unique and cool design. So I'd mentioned the Ridgeline Organizer up here, and because it's on prussics, I can slide those prussics and move and position this where I want. And now that it's here, if I've got stuff in it, it's not gonna move. See, I can tug on it, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. It's staying right where it is because of those prussics that are on there. And it's super lightweight. Just along with the whole theme of this thing, super lightweight. That's what they went with this, was to try and come up with the lightest hammock that could possibly be made, and they definitely achieved that. I've got probably seven nights in this one, and probably about the same in the custom one that they made for me, and both of them are 1.0 fabrics. This Monolite 1.0 has less stretch than the Hyper D 1.0, and so it gives more of like the 1.6 Hyper D support. At least the way that I feel it, it definitely does. It doesn't stretch nearly as much as the Hyper Ds do, and so it gives more support for less weight. For the lower weight, it gives more support, and that's something that I really do like. It's got enough give that it's super comfortable, but it also has enough support that it's not like I'm sagging super low or having any problems. You know, you can move around in it. You know, people often wonder, can you lay, you know, fetal position or on your stomach in a gathered end? And you absolutely can. I mean, you can get onto your side, and actually, you know, side sleeping's pretty good. What I like is if you find the right angle to get a side sleep in, you actually get a little bit of support, and so you can kind of lean back on it, and I find that to be really nice. So overall, what are my impressions of this hammock? Well, this is a killer ultralight hammock. If you are an ultralight backpacker and you like getting out with absolutely the lowest weight stuff you possibly can, this is the hammock you want to look at. This is like kind of going with those single person, even tarp, just DCF tarp setups for cowboy camping. You know, if you're looking for the ultra lightest weight stuff you can go, this one is where it's at as far as ultralight goes. The material, the workmanship, everything on this thing is spot on. Everything we've come to expect from Trailheadz. They're kind of a newer player on the market, haven't been around all that long, but in the time they've been around, they have really developed a following, and they're very involved in the scene. They put on hangs, they do things for the community, and that's really what's cool about this cottage community and about the hammock community, is just how involved some of the vendors really get into it. And so if you guys are in the market for a super ultralight one, you can go with this. If 10.5 doesn't suit you, they have the regular Wraith, which isn't in the 1.0 Monolite. It's a little bit heavier fabric, and it's the 11 foot. I know Chris Gherkin, Pickle has one, and a couple other people have them. I think Chris actually has a review out there on his regular Wraith, whereas this is the ultralight. So if your weight is over 200, if you want something, if you're taller than like 6 foot, if you're around 6 foot or taller, you probably want to go with the Wraith and not the Wraith UL. But if you are looking for the bare bones, if you're looking for the lightest you can get, I don't think you're going to go wrong with this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. If you haven't done so before, hit that subscribe button. Right after you do that, click the little bell icon. That means that you will get notifications every time we post a new video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys down the trail.